Keeps lagging, kind of.
That's not good, especially for a plate track, but
No, but I mean, Draven's right on his butt, so I don't think
lag is
he's lagging.
that bad.
Oh,
Anyway,
his car's lagging. Yeah.
here we go. Welcome back to the North American E-Racing League. Tonight we have for you some Cup Series racing from Talladega, so we got some plate action. Hopefully, there wasn't much action last night in the Xfinity race, as Alan can tell you. As always on Thursdays, it is K. Keenit's 22 and LD Allen. How are you, Alan?
Pretty good. Strong run last night. I feel like I always get kind of the worst end of the stick at super speedways, but not last night, so I'm feeling pretty good.
There you go.
Hoping for an exciting race tonight.
That's always good. You can never complain about a good finish, right?
Nope. Well, yeah, no, you can't. You can't.
Well, we haven't. I was going to take that back. The trucks haven't been to a plate track since the first race of the season. You were at one last night. Is there anything you are looking for in particular tonight with these Cup guys?
I mean, nothing crazy. See if they can get that top line working. I know last night that didn't really happen too much to my dismay. But yeah, I expect the Cup guys to get it working. I feel like they're more willing to go out there, maybe a little more trusting of each other. Maybe that's the right reason it didn't happen last night. But yeah, if we get double file racing here, I'll be really happy with the race tonight.
I certainly hope we see some as well. If not, we're gonna have some time to fill, I think. So
Yeah,
I know in the Cup chat, guys were talking about getting that high lane rolling and whatnot. So we'll see if they do make it come true. I know you said there was a little chatter about that in the Xfinity chat as well last night, but it never came to fruition. So we'll see if, like you said, these guys are. We'll see if they're more trusting, if they are willing to take that risk, if they see something that will benefit them in the race. So I'm hoping we see some side-by-side racing, like you said. Another thing, the Pure guys last night, which you are a part of, finished 1, 2, 3. So how important is the team aspect here compared to all the other tracks?
I mean, it's very important, especially here with all the drafting. I mean, it's all draft here. It's a little more important. You know, if you got someone behind you, they'll stay with you. They won't jump out on you. That's very reassuring. You can be a little more aggressive. Also, I think it's most important on pit stops, just so you have other people pitting with you. Because if you come out of the pits and you don't have anybody with you, you're losing, 3 or 4 seconds a lap probably, just because you're not drafting with anybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's probably the most important part, just having somebody with you out of the pits. But also, having people, hey, I got to run, let's go high, and they go high with you to keep the run going. I mean, stuff like that. It's definitely most important here, teamwork for sure.
Absolutely, and I think we saw that very well demonstrated last season by the FBGM guys when they had, I think they had like 3 or 4 out of the top 6, and then the other 2 guys were in the same chat party, so they were all working together, and it was pretty. I
didn't know that. Dang, that's big.
It was pretty impressive, yeah. So it was like the 6 guys in that party were all in the top 6, and they were working together super well. So we'll see how much the team element plays here, and like you said, I agree with you. I think it will play a lot. Like, it's going to be a big factor. But if your teammates are all around you, like if we see the 5 different teams in the top 5, you just got to go with who's going to go with you. You might not be in the same party, but you've raced enough with these guys to where you should be able to know like what they're going to do. Like, a lot of these Cup guys have raced together for quite some time, and then
for sure.
I know like some of the new guys like OG, Lights, and them, they haven't raced quite as much with the Cup guys, so maybe that'll be like not a handicap or anything, but it might be more of a feeling out process for those 2 to see who's going to go where, who's going to go at what times. Because really, you have, in my opinion, you don't really have too much to lose in the first 2 stages. So like, if you're going to try if you're going to try a high move, you might as well try it. But with that, I'm going to ask you, who do you have your eye on tonight?
We can actually look back at the 500 from this season, kind of get an idea. The Daytona 500. Mm-hmm. Not same track, but I mean,
same
very
idea.
similar.
Yeah, same idea.
Same idea, yeah, for sure. So I believe Draven won that race and Killen finished second. They were up front. I mean, they're always good choices pretty much anywhere. I think we had Sharp up there, we had K-Bart up there, and Lights. I think that was like the top group. I think there's somebody else. I'm not sure who it
You
was.
already heard was also. I think he ended up
Oh yeah,
finishing third because he tried to make a
yeah,
move and then Killen ended
yeah,
up not going with him. If I recall correctly, but
yeah. I think that's right. So I mean, I expect them to be up there. Man, I don't really like to make picks at super speedways because it could literally be anybody.
Absolutely.
I think Swamp won two of them last year.
He won the Talladega race last season.
Oh so I mean, it can physically be anybody. I mean, I think man, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with You Already Heard.
Solid choice.
He's good everywhere. I feel like he's really solid at super speedways too.
He's kind of like remember. Well, I don't know exactly how old you are, but watching Dale Senior in his prime, that was always like he just knew where to go at the right times, and it always seems like You Already Heard. Joe, as I generally call him, it always seems like he is at least in the top 5 at the very end. So he knows how to navigate, avoid wrecks, use the draft and all this stuff. So he's always one to watch at these super speedways for sure. Can't forget the defending Talladega winner Swamp Fox. Looks like Lieutenant Crunch got the pole. They just finished qualifying as we get these invites here.
I gotta make a sleeper pick though.
Go ahead.
I gotta make a sleeper pick. My sleeper pick is Lights.
Okay.
Like we talked about earlier this year, he's had a rough season. I think he just got into the top 8 for the playoffs, or he's around the cut line. A good run tonight would be good for him. He won the duel earlier at Daytona this year. And I think he finished like fifth or he finished 5th or 6th at the Daytona 500. So he's been really good this season in Super Speedways. I expect him to be up there, and maybe a teammate could push him to the win like it happened last night. That'd be pretty cool.
Absolutely. And we have 15 active guys tonight. Shadowhawk could not make it at the last second, and we are good to join, so we'll load in here. I think I'm blue screened right now, but anyway, I have control of the screen. Anyway, so one thing that we can't forget, since teams do play a factor, I believe TJR has 4 guys, whereas the next closest team in terms of number of guys in the race is, I believe it's Pure with 3, possibly another team with 3.
OG did not have to work tonight, so Pure actually has 4 tonight.
Well, there you go. Look out for Pure and TJR based solely on on talent, and also they got the most guys to work with. So if one of them makes a move, they got those guys to follow. So.
Yep, for sure.
Look at this beautiful Fanatec wheel.
Golly.
Just amazing. Can't wait to get one.
I just thought about it. We almost had a winning booth for tonight for the week because you won Richmond on Tuesday.
I did.
I got second last night, so I mean that's pretty solid booth.
That would have been
pretty.
I think we might make that happen at some point. We both got. I think we do. Oh wow, we got cars all over the place here. Lieutenant Crunch out in the lead, looking back. We had cars popping wheelies down the backstretch, so that was exciting. As 704 loads in. We do have it. It looks like the top lane's trying to form, but they're zigzagging all over the place. Pretty close. As we look back from Crunch here, we got K-Bart second, Gator Mike in third, and I think You Already Heard is in fourth.
Yes, sir.
Followed by Jagboy, Lights Out, NR Lewis, and Ronnie Mac with Sharp in tow.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little oh wow! Oh, that's gonna be a caution.
Was that? I don't know if that was lag.
That's a caution.
Or what?
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what happened to kill him either. He's like way off the pace with damage. My goodness.
I think that's something else we should talk about. Lag is never good, but at super speedways, you're so close to each other, it's even worse.
Oh, for sure.
That was an issue. That was an issue last night for us in the Xfinity race. We had some people lagging.
And to go along with that, it almost always seems like the super speedway tends to bring out that lag more so than any other track because the cars are racing so close together.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's definitely a factor.
So that might be something to look out for. So if the cars are jumping around, I mean, it's not. It might not be anything on our end. It might be in the race, but we'll just have to see what happens and
Yeah,
keep
because
an eye on.
my gut says that was a lag wreck because it's really early to be racing 3-4 wide, stuff like that.
That was strange.
Yeah. I was about to say for that wreck, it was a little discouraging to see everybody get single file. I was really hoping just 2 wide all the way.
Well, it looked like that top lane was trying to form as we watch them come back to green here. Yeah, it looked like that top lane was trying to form, but there was just so much zigzagging that they kind of got discombobulated and dropped back from that bottom lane. As Crunch and Lewis are 1-2 on that bottom lane with K-Bart, and you already heard on 1-2 on that top lane. Gator on the third in line on the bottom with Ronnie Mack third in line on the top. See if we can get a better view here. There we go. We got some side-by-side racing right now. This is much better.
Yes, sir. One thing to point out on restarts, especially if you're on a controller going into turn 1, you're not fully at speed yet. It's kind of hard to hold the car straight.
It is. It's almost like
it's weird to explain, but it's more difficult than at full speed.
Oh, for sure. And imagine that in the trucks when you don't have as much horsepower as
in the first place.
Even the Xfinity cars. So. Ooh. We got some. Gator made a move to the top there. Looks like K-Bart's
That was a great move by Gator. Just nobody went with him.
Oh, looks like kill him. They're trying to make it 3 wide back there. I'd love to see it. I don't think it's going to pan out because there's 2 of them.
I don't encourage that.
Oh, my. We're going to scroll back a little ways here. We'll follow Ronnie at the moment. Right. This is already more exciting than the Xfinity race. No offense to you and the Xfinity drivers, but y'all were just bottom feeding the whole night.
I tried my best, but nobody would work with me. I promise. I tried almost every lap of the second stage because the first stage I wrecked on the first lap. I tried my hardest and nothing happened.
It looks like it's not going to pan out for these guys on the top. Lights Out moving up there as well. They're going to have 5, but this bottom lane is going to have 5 with actually 6 with a pretty 7 with a stout lead. I can't count. My goodness.
Looks like Sharp's laying back. He might try something here.
Scroll over to Sharp.
I don't know who's behind him.
He's got Swamp Fox behind him, and then
I'm not sure if Swamp will go with him.
And then Kill Him and Draven, and you got 3 TJR guys behind him, so you never know.
Yeah, he looks like just a ride for now. I mean, that is the other option. I mean, it's a long race. You can just ride around until the end. That's where it really matters. I can understand that. That's no fun. Come on, you know?
Oh, for sure. One thing I was going to say, maybe he's lagging back just to possibly avoid any lag. Like, I know you want to stay in the draft and you want to push as hard as possible at times, but maybe he's just giving himself that little tiny bit of a buffer just to protect his front end so he doesn't get any damage.
Yeah. If I was Swamp, though, I'd be doing the same thing for Sharp. Not going to lie. He is on a boat currently, so kind of spotty. I mean, it looks really good right now, so we'll see.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we know he's had some problems before, and not to throw anybody else under the bus. There's a couple other guys. OG is doing some wild. He's doing some wild things there. He's
I don't know what he's doing.
He's
Sorry.
I was gonna say I think he was gonna fall down that rabbit hole, but he did find a place on the bottom. The top 5 guys are they're just trying to get anybody to go with them at this point. If I had to guess,
It looks like they gained some ground though.
They are, but have you noticed?
I think it's because Sharp's laying back.
Maybe. Have you noticed that when you come off those corners on the high lane, you get a huge run?
It's kind of ridiculous how big it is.
Oh, kill him up to the top. There we go. Now we're getting something going. Let's go. OG to the top, too. Yes, yes, yes.
I was waiting for somebody in the top 3 or 4 to duck out to the high side. Gator did it earlier. Just nobody. They just went around them pretty much.
They have the numbers now, at least on these front 5.
Ronnie dropped down.
Ronnie.
Come on, Ronnie.
Come on, Ronnie.
I mean, it's a good move. What I like to do, maybe if on the top I got a hole in the bottom, I can draft up to, and then I jump back on the front as a front car on the top. That's what I like to do.
Oh, absolutely. You just have to time that move and
yeah.
You just have to time that move and then hope that the other guys kind of serpentine with you to catch that draft. Because that would give you a huge move. As we were looking at from the top of Sharp, that line on the outside is they got that momentum going down the straightaway. We'll see if they can clear clear these front two of Lieutenant Crunch and NR Lewis.
Man, if I was sharp there coming off a 2, I would have jumped high.
Oh, absolutely. They had a huge run.
We'll see if huge run.
Let's see what Crunch does here.
He's gonna stay bottom. If I was Lewis, I would have went high Alpha 3 there too.
Right?
I don't understand. I mean, I know it's the first stage, and you want to ride, but I want to lead last. Oh, no, nobody has the same mantra as me, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it's not, I mean, it's not like the I'm not going to call them the olden days of NASCAR, but there used to be a point in real life NASCAR where you would get bonus points for leading a lap. I think it was like 5, and then you got an additional 5 for leading the most laps. We don't have that here in the North American E-Racing League. As we have a huge run down the backstretch. Killam looking to get a nose over Crunch. We'll see how this goes through turns 3 and 4.
They are so much more formed up on the...
They are.
Ronnie gets shuffled in the jack.
Ooh, that's going to kill their momentum. They're not going to have the numbers now, so we'll see if these the 5 guys on the top can continue that momentum.
I mean, the top 5 are so much more together than the bottom.
Right, because I'm looking back from Crunch here, and
look at that.
These guys are kind of bobbing and weaving a little bit behind him, but then...
if you notice, the top 4 on the outside are just bumper to bumper down the straightaways.
The top 5, all of them. We got Crunch. Crunch is trying to side draft. That was a bad move. Oh, Draven trying 3 wide going into 3. Love to see it. Killam's going to drop down to pick up Crunch. Ooh, K-Bart's going to drop down too. They're going to leave the high side. Leave him hanging. High and dry.
I mean, that's the goal, right?
Get to the lead?
Use the high side to get to the front and then drop down low.
I know this is where Killam likes to be at those super speedways. He likes to be in that lead.
For sure.
And I think he'll have enough guys behind him to just kind of ride this out. Now, I'm not sure where they're at on fuel. It says 12 laps as they come to 17 laps remaining, so there might be a gas and go stop if this stays green. Also, I
would definitely agree with that.
We got last night's winner in the chat, formerly Stevo, but he is now Dieso. Had to get that in there. He says, yes, finally a top line. We're right there with you, Steve.
Well, you shouldn't have said anything, Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
It's gone now.
Come on.
Come on, Steve.
Steve, you're better than that. You ruined it. Trying to make this as entertaining as possible until another top line gets formed.
Yeah. Draven and Gator will probably be the first ones up there. Draven's already up there.
Speaking of,
that's Ronnie back there. OG. I don't know who the other car is.
We got Draven, Crunch, OG, Kelvin, and Ronnie.
Kelvin.
Got 5 of them, but it looks like they're dropping back as we look at Max Boost here, who's kind of in like a little weird hole, but he's going to get a huge run. Oh, look at that. Look at him use that draft. Oh, my goodness. If he had somebody go with him, he just had a run big enough to pass 3 cars there. That was crazy. But yes, Steve, you did jinx it. No more top line talk in the chat. Can't be having that.
Oh, it's formed up now. Keep talking, Steve.
They're getting there.
They're getting there. They need to get a little more. Oh, the 3 wide will certainly not help that.
Nope. Now they're. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing now, but it looks like K-Bart got a little squirrely in 1 and 2 there. Ooh. As we got.
Killam's breaking the draft from the lead. Smart play, because he got way out in front there that you don't want them to get a big run on him.
No.
That was a very smart move there.
Now
Swamp and Lights jumped high there.
There we go. As we look back from NR Lewis in 3rd place. Killam just out of the picture, your leader. Now, did you say you use a wheel?
I do use a wheel.
Now, do you think that gives you some semblance of an advantage here because you can be a little smoother through the corners and on the straightaways and whatnot?
Yeah, I think the wheel has its biggest advantage. I say on any other track, it might have a slight advantage, maybe not even an advantage, but super speedways, it definitely is an advantage. You can hold that line so much smoother, and when you can hold the line smoother, the guy behind you can stay attached to you better.
Absolutely.
And it just builds from there. Even if the guy behind you's on controller, if you're keeping it smooth, I mean, it's easier for him to keep it smooth too.
Right. Because you're not bobbing and weaving all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to bob and weave to try to correct to, try to avoid hitting you or turning you, stuff like
Right.
that. Yeah, it's huge. Killam's on the wheel, right?
Yeah,
I believe
he
it
is.
is. And you can tell he is just perfectly holding the line,
Right.
which is what you want to do.
So I use a controller, and one thing that I do when I come to these super speedways, I mean, I do it already, but I turn the sensitivity down on the stick.
Oh, that's a good idea. I've never thought
And
about that.
it helps just an unbelievable amount.
That makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
Because when you do make those little adjustments, the sensitivity's lower. As we got a few guys popping out into the top lane here, but not too much is happening at the moment, so we'll continue blabbering on here.
Yeah, I think most of them are probably content at the moment to just wait till pit stops happen, which is going to be 5 laps, 6 laps or so.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe some guys will just go gas and go, which let's look at Killen's stream here.
I don't think tires aren't an issue really for
no,
Killen.
they'll be fine.
Oh, somebody's backwards back there. Looks like a white car. Might be wrong. Oh, there's a lot of white cars. I'm not going to
Ronnie and Draven off the pace.
Oh, that's what I thought it was.
No caution, though. Oh, I mean, only 2 cars. The cautions here on relaxed, unless you got a handful or more guys, there's not going to be anything called. But luckily for them, stage 1 is coming up on the end. I believe we have 12 or so to go.
Yeah, they'll stay on the lead lap. And, I mean, they weren't in stage point position anyways. So,
right.
Not that big a deal. Just kind of boring for the next 12 laps.
Yeah, when you lose that draft after a little incident like that, it's a disheartening feeling, and it's also really hard to stay focused on driving that. Just
you're holding the first stage last night.
Yeah,
it really is hard to stay focused.
You're just holding down R2, and and that's pretty much it. So it's a rough time. So I've been there before. It's a heartless feeling, but as we got Sharp on the outside line here, but he's all by his lonesome.
I literally wrecked first lap, first corner of the first stage, and it had damage just all by myself the whole stage. I'm just riding around with my foot on the floor, driving one-handed, just nothing to do.
For sure. Like
the stage ended. It's really terrible, honestly.
And these plate tracks, you can't really practice them in the sense like for Richmond this on Tuesday for the truck series. Like you can run laps by yourself or with like one other person, and just kind of like figure out your line and whatnot. But here it's all about what's everybody doing around me, which you can't simulate that in a practice session unless you get almost everybody in the series to do it. In which case, you might as well just have the race. So
one thing you can practice here though is green flag pit road entry. That was huge. I practiced that last night before the race. My teammates and I felt so much better getting on the pit road because getting on the pit road here is so scary. It's so easy to speed or even to get loose under braking because you're braking that hard.
Right.
So we practiced that. We found a spot where we felt comfortable. We weren't pushing it too hard, but we were still getting in at a good pace. That made me feel so much better when we had green flag pit stops.
Right. And one thing I've noticed at super speedways, especially when you're in the draft and you're going as fast as these guys are, if you hit the brakes at all or let off the gas for whatever reason, it just shoots your car directly right.
Yeah.
So you have to be really careful when you're pitting about who's around you, because you don't want to let off the gas or under braking just shoot to the right and plow somebody all K-Bart to pit road. Who else is that? I think Matt Crunch. You already heard.
Herb might have sped there. He looked pretty fast. We'll have to see here.
He was cooking it in there.
It looks like he got loose right at the end.
We'll
have to see.
Yeah, I'll stay on the leaders here if you want to keep your eye on those guys who pit.
Yes, sir.
As the leaders are still single file, so there's not much to see.
It definitely looked like K-Bart and Crunch knew where they were braking at. Cause it looked like K-Bart went pretty deep. It looks like K-Bart went fuel only.
I think a lot of these guys are just going to take enough fuel to get to the end.
I think Kelvin took fuel only, but I think Crunch is taking 4 here.
That would be, or maybe he sped.
Nah, I don't think he sped. It looked like a 4-tire stop. But here's the strategy. Maybe he's taking 4 now, and so we got more people on pit road. Maybe he's taking 4 now, and he's going to stay out at the end of the stage.
We got
that could be a play.
Maybe
So
we got the Pure boys.
Yeah. See what they do. I would assume these guys are gonna take. Yeah, it looks like OG just took fuel. Looks like Lights just took fuel.
And our Lewis shuffled out a line here.
Yep. Those three went fuel only.
It looks like Gator let him back in. We got Max Boost in 6th right now. We'll see what these guys do for pit stops up here. Oh, looks like
they're all coming.
They're all coming. Max Boost is almost in a camper with how low he came into pit road.
Well, we saw the problem right there. Lewis pulled down right in front of Swamp, and Swamp just got on the brakes a half a second later and hit Lewis and just spun Jagboy out. That's what I'm saying. You got to make sure that when you pull down the pit road, you're not pulling in front of somebody, you're not getting behind somebody, because that can happen.
Oh, absolutely. When you get guys racing this close, it's a huge cluster, as they're already back out. NR Lewis already back out, Max already back out, Killam already back out, Gator already back out.
Sharp is coming through the trial now. It's going to be close if they're going to be with the lead pack.
Oh, it's going to be very close. And remember, this is a track where you can merge right as you come out of pit road as long as you're clear.
It looks like none of the guys that just came out are grouped up. They're all by themselves.
They're not. This is looking pretty good for the Pure boys, assuming they didn't take 4 or anything. So
no, they took the field. They're on the back stretch right now.
So we'll see if Max and Lewis can.
Looks like Draven and Ronnie. Oh, they wrecked. That's right. They're both coming in now. As we try to find the leaders.
Yeah, Draven and Ronnie. I believe Lewis is the de facto leader at the moment.
Lewis?
Yeah. The 3 Pure boys are coming up on Max.
They're hustling. They're going to go right around them. He has no draft help.
Oh, man, you got to... If you're those guys, if you want that stage win and that playoff bonus point and those 6 extra points, you got to throw some sort of semblance of a block, in my opinion. But
yeah, I mean, Max is smart. It's early for a block, even though it's the first stage.
Not a full blown block, but at least disrupt the momentum a little.
Something to make them think. Yeah, man, they cleared them.
Wow,
man, this is looking like deja vu from last night, if I do say so myself.
We'll see if they can pull it out and make it back-to-back pure 1, 2, 3 finishes here at Talladega.
That would be a first, I'm pretty sure.
That would be, if I had to guess, that would probably be a first.
That'd be pretty cool. I don't know how many laps we got left. It's not many.
Lights is hitting the apron a little bit. They're coming to 4 to go.
Oh, yeah. Yep, they are.
Looks like, I mean, I was going to say, it looks like Max just kind of let Killam go there. I don't know if I don't know if it was internet issues, because I know Max has been pretty careful about those at plate tracks in the past, but we'll see if the back 3 of this 6-car lead pack gang up or make a move on the front 3. That would be pretty interesting coming to the stage.
Yeah, that would be. Man, I just feel like the top 3 have the inside, and you almost need like an extra person to make something happen on the high side. I mean, if you understand.
Oh, absolutely.
It's really hard to pass on the outside, regardless. But when you have the same number of cars, I mean, it's a longer way around the track.
Right.
I mean, if anybody could do it, it'd be Lewis, Killam, and Max for sure.
Right, and I think the thing with these cars have enough power to get around on the outside. It's all about how steady these guys hold their cars together, as we were seeing earlier in the first stage. As we come to 2 to go at the line here.
And the 4th through 6 here are probably 3 of the most steady people you'll find in this series.
Because I know
you could throw Gator in there and Draven as well.
Right, and I know Killam and Max are on wheels. I'm pretty sure Max is on a wheel after
Max is on a wheel.
His pro league stint. But I know Killam's been on a wheel. Lewis is on a controller, but the man is generally super steady as well. So if
Max is running in his interview on Monday when they raced Road America. He said he was on the wheel. So if you're racing Road America on the wheel, you're definitely racing Talladega on the wheel.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
I was not here for that. As we are coming, we got about a lap and a half left in here in stage 1, and looks like
Lewis is laying back a little bit.
Looks like all 3 of them are laying back a little bit to get some sort of run on these pure guys. I mean, if you're in the top 6, the worst you're missing out on is a couple stage points. If you're Sharp and OG and Lights, you're probably going to stay in line because you are teammates. You got the top 3. You got 3/4 of a lap left or so. But if you're Lewis, Killam, or Max,
they're not going to get anything done here like this.
No,
they're not together.
They're a little far apart. But like, if you're those 3, you might as well try and make a move. If you're Killam, you miss out on 1 point. If you're Lewis, you miss out on 2. Like there's. Like we said before, every point matters, but you might as well try and gain something. Oh, my.
OG hit the apron, it looks like.
He did.
Here we go. This is going to get in here,
That's bunching up these guys, but I don't think... Killam's good to the outside. Max to the outside. They're not going to happen. Nope. Top 5 are going to finish as they run.
Lewis needed Killam on his bumper coming out at 2 to make anything happen, and then Killam and Max are nowhere close to him.
Right. So our top 5, I believe, was Sharp, OG, Lights, Lewis, and Captain Killam, followed by our resident pro leaguer Max Boost in 6th.
And Gator 7th.
Gator 7th.
I don't know anybody else.
Nope, I can only see Killam's stream.
I think that's Sharp's first stage win, so good on him there.
One play.
I don't think he's on a stage yet.
I don't believe so either, but if that's big come playoff time because of the fact that that is 1 bonus point for playoff time. So,
I think he's pretty solidly like 4th or 5th in the playoffs. So I mean, he's looking good there. But yeah, nobody's going to turn down a playoff point.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
The more playoff points you earn, I don't want to say the safer you are, because you always want to be getting as many points as possible, but the more likely you are to advance. As we come back at the start of stage 2, looks like Draven might have taken 2 tires or something. Sharp starts 2nd, Lights 3rd, OG 4th, Killam 5th.
Draven was the last to pit there. As Sharp's pulling up, he might be having internet issues.
He said he's dropping to the back, as Steve just put in the comments. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, he's probably having internet issues. That's probably why he's doing that.
I wonder if that's what caused that little incident at the very end of the last stage.
That's probably what it was, because I don't really see OG making that mistake. So that's probably what it was. That's a good thought there.
As Draven is out in the lead with Lights and Killam behind him in 2nd and 3rd, Max Boost in 4th, and we have a 2 wide from 5th on back.
So I've been trying to say, Draven was the last to pit there, so he probably took 4 on the pit stop, and then at the stage break took 2, or maybe just gas, and to get track position.
That wouldn't be a terrible idea. No, that's a good way to, especially when he got wrecked in that first stage. That's a great strategy to play. As we have 26 more laps here in stage 2, 27 lap stage.
I mean, I was in the Xfinity race, so I don't know how entertaining
Gator
it was
crunch and OG to the outside. Huge run. They don't have the numbers though, but we'll see if they can make it.
I'd say this is already more entertaining than the whole race last night. So,
I don't, man, if they can keep it together, Lights Out is kind of swerving on Draven's bumper a little bit. I don't think the if Draven did in fact take 2 tires like we talked about and play the strategy like that, I don't think that's going to hurt him at all, because tires really don't play an issue too much of a factor here.
Right there.
So, I mean, as we'll see if Gator and those other 3 guys on the top can get a huge run coming out of 2. And they do gain they just gain on that backstretch. It's pretty crazy, especially when they keep it fully in a single file lane.
Yeah. I was just about to say, they need that back 4 there. It's kind of off the pace a little bit to catch up to him, which it looks like they are.
We're gonna have
went high, so that's pretty huge.
Ooh, you already heard back to the bottom, but we're gonna have a 6-car top lane here, maybe more. Gator's trying to sneak his way back down, or decide where he's going.
Oh, yeah, that was not a good move. Nobody. Oh, come on, Gator. Gator ducks back into the inside lane. Everybody comes
Poor
with him.
OG and Crunch all hung out to dry there.
I mean, they only lost like 3 or 4 spots, but
Well,
still, you know.
It's still a fairly long stage. We got WSC in the chat. Hello, WSC. You told me to shout you out, so shout out. Gator, huge run down the backstretch here as we ride along with him.
That's why I was doing all of stage 2 last night, and that's
Zero
exactly
help.
what happened to me. Nobody came with
Zero
me.
help.
Yeah. Oh, you found a hole. Nice on him. He's gonna try that again next lap, probably.
Oh no, they're all in single. Come on, guys.
Oh, Lights is. It looks like Lights kind of got forced out there. He didn't. I don't think he wanted to go out there.
That's one thing. Oh, Kelvin on the apron a little bit. OG,
I think
gaining a few positions.
I think that's killing behind. Yeah. So yeah, teammates. 1, 2, 3. Is that Max as well?
Yeah, we got TJR 1, 2, 3. We got, speaking of, Jagboy at the very tail end of this pack, moving up to help out his former Xfinity buddy, Lights Out, making it 3 wide down the backstretch. Interesting.
Yeah. So we know where the top 3 are going to be, and it's going to be on the bottom. Their teammates, they're just probably happy to ride right where they are.
And they got Swamp Fox behind them as well. He's been getting some TJR love recently since FBGM has lost quite a number of drivers in the recent past.
Swamp always finds himself at the front of these races.
He knows how to work these not Xfinity, the plate tracks. My goodness, he knows how to work the plate tracks and where to be. Kind of like we were talking about. You already heard. It's just kind of If you know where to be, that's going to help you out. Ooh,
here we go.
Little lag from Max on my screen. There we go. Gator outside, followed by Lewis. OG, and who else is that?
Oh, Kelvin went.
Crunch. Kelvin got a little squirrely.
Kelvin kind of killed that move right there because Crunch went back bottom because Kelvin decided to go 3 wide.
He went extra top.
Yeah, he went extra top.
Extra high, not extra top. Words, Kevin.
Anyway, what I was trying to say was, I feel like Swamp is always he's not the best driver at every track, but at super speedways, he always finds himself at the front. I was gonna say that's a lot like Host in the Xfinity series.
Oh, for sure. Host is
not the best
at the play tracks.
At every tracks, but I mean, Host is always at the front of the super speedways.
For sure.
Swamp's just like that. I don't know. I mean, you just kind of get a knack for it, I guess.
It does take talent to run here, like at these super speedways, and know where to place your car, know when the runs are happening. It's about knowing who's around you and and how hard the draft pulls. That's my thought on it. Because he's raced with these guys, Swamp and Host, and you already heard, and like a number of these guys in the field tonight have all raced together for quite a number of races, so they know they know where they're going. And like we said before the race, the new Xfinity guys, Lights Out, well, not Xfinity, but the guys who came up from Xfinity, like as an example that I can think of off the top of my little lag on my screen, Lights Out, OG, Jagboy. There might be another person that I'm missing. I apologize.
Sharp.
Yeah, Sharp as well. They've raced with these guys in practice races, pub lobbies, stuff like that, but you don't know what they're going to do until you get in a league race setting with them.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that's the normal cup guys might have a little bit of an advantage for that reason.
Yeah. But I feel like the cup guys are always more involved than the other series races, if you know what I mean. I feel like they're more likely to watch them and stuff. So I mean, all the Xfinity guys that came up they deserve to come up. They're really good. So I mean, there's no doubt
absolutely.
there.
They're all very fast.
And most of the Cup guys are going to be aware of that.
And
but yeah, I mean, you haven't raced around them a lot. I hear what you're saying. So.
But then also, let's not forget, 3 Xfinity regulars from last season swept the first stage.
Yeah, true. I mean, honestly, you just gotta put yourself in the right spot for these races. It doesn't take the most skill, because I mean, you're just flat out. I mean, but you got to know what you're doing. You got to put yourself in the right spot.
Oh, absolutely. The biggest thing here,
it's still important.
It does. It for sure takes. So you do have to feather the throttle when you're behind.
That is also true.
When you're behind people, and then you also have to make sure you hold a steady line, whether it be following or leading. we don't want to detract from people that are good at these tracks because they do take skill.
Yeah.
It's just a different type of skill from, like, I guess your normal track, in quotes, if you want to call it that. But it's these guys have made it interesting so far. I like seeing the outside lane try to form, and it looks like they're doing it right now. They might get a big run. Oh, there's a couple guys ducked back down from that top lane. Ooh, who's back there off the pace? Ronnie and Sharp off the pace a little bit. I wonder if there was a little lag incident or something.
Oh, looks like they're pitting now. Interesting.
Well, you can't.
I know. Sharp fell back because of lag at the first stage. I think he just lost the draft. I'm not sure what happened to Ronnie, but he lost the draft too. Doesn't look like that damage. So I think they just lost the draft. I'm not sure. Anywho.
So, I mean, at least we've seen some guys try to get a top lane going and whatnot. So we'll scroll back to our leader here.
I wonder why they decided to pit right now. That's kind of like the opposite of what I would think I would do if you.
I wonder if it had to do with Sharp's possible lag.
That might have been a reason, yeah. Good on Sharp there, not to LePage the field. Good call.
Oh, you never want to do that. Always got to be careful. Even if you have to. That's always good to see. Can't be doing that.
You can't be doing that. Well, we got the high line trying to go again. See if they can get it work this time. They got numbers up there, for sure.
Right, they got the numbers. We'll see if they can form up and go. Looks like there's some side-by-side with K-Bart, and I think that was Lewis there for a second. But if you're these front four, you might as well just keep it glued to the bottom, and just if the top lane can get formed, great. If not, you're still top four, so why not? Yeah.
I'm waiting for one of these guys on the top 5 to jump to the high side when they get a run. That would be what the high side needs at the moment.
Honestly, if you can time that up in the top 5, you could easily get pushed to the front.
Yep, and especially if you lay back and get a run yourself to kind of match their speed. You could get a massive run.
But that's where that skill comes in, because you have to see it forming. You have to look at so many different things at these plate tracks. You have to look in your mirror. You have to look in front of you. You have to look to the side of you, especially if there is a high lane above you, or if you're on the high lane and there's that lane below you. It's almost sensory overload at times, but it's also like kind of paradoxical in the fact that you have that sensory overload, but you're also running one of the most boring tracks to race. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I just want to clear what I was saying earlier. I was kind of more speaking from an outside perspective, that it doesn't look like it takes more skill. It's just different. It's more like you have to be. It's almost more mental skill than anything.
These for sure are more mentally enduring races as opposed to
the mile.
I don't want to say physically enduring because we're playing a video game, but these, I don't know. You kind of get in a rhythm at other tracks where something is always happening around you.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying there. For sure.
Still ride with Swamp Fox. Top 5 haven't changed too much. Gator looking to the outside. We'll see if somebody goes with him.
I knew Gator was going to be doing what I was doing all night. I was just hoping that somebody would go with him.
Max with a little lag on my screen, but it did not seem to affect Swamp, so that's just courtesy of 704. We'll go cinematic camera. Why not? Got nothing else to look at the moment.
Gator raced with us last night in the Xfinity Series, and he was the only one to go with me when I tried to make a move to the outside on the backstretch.
Well, I mean, if you're racing down, you might as well go for it, right? At least try and help somebody.
Yeah, I know, and I knew he'd be in the same situation tonight. He was going to be trying to go high. I was just hoping somebody would go with him. And it hasn't really happened yet. They're laying him way back, though. If they time this right, they're going to have a huge run. This is the run right here.
They're coming to – I just want to also make a note. They're coming to 11 laps to go.
There's also – Here we go.
Here we go. Now we're getting something. Let's see it. Love to see it. There's also, I'm looking on Killam Stream, they have about 4 laps of fuel left. So maybe these guys are trying to get that lane for them, take the lead from these TJR guys and Swamp, and then maybe get into the pits before them. But at this point, this front pack is almost cut in half of what lane they're picking. But if they pit at different times, that would be an interesting thing to see strategy-wise as to who can form up and come out more
together,
uniformed. I can't think of words right now. My goodness.
I love to see side-by-side racing. But if I was back there in that second group that was kind of getting the run with no one have to pit in a few laps, I'm not sure if I would have went for it.
Right.
Just because if you need to pit and you're on the outside, there's people below you, that can get real bad really quick.
Are you saying you're not just supposed to take a hard left coming out of 4?
You are. I would like to make myself very clear. You're not supposed to turn left through another car to get to pit road.
Oh, that's too bad. What if you also send him down pit road and give him a speeding penalty?
Oh, man. Wouldn't that other driver just love you after the race? My goodness.
I mean, at least you only ruined a stage and not the race. Just don't do it.
That shit. Golly.
I'm just joking. Don't ever do that. Whoever's watching, don't ever do that. I just had to make a joke. We're trying to watch these guys get formed up here. There we go. We got some more.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say in the Xfinity race at Daytona earlier this year, that happened. And we had the last stage. I'm not sure if there was any contact. There might have been. I think Kevbro spun out, but he still finished second. Somehow, I don't know how he did that, but we had 4 or 5 guys speed on the pit road in the last stage, and their race was over after that.
And that's one thing you don't want to do here either. And like you and I have said on previous broadcasts, lose that 10th, especially here. Lose that 10th to save yourself 15 seconds.
For sure. I mean, I would even lose a second.
Oh,
to not lose 15.
I guess it depends on how much draft you're getting. Maybe half a second. You got to still catch the draft. We got the high lane foreman again.
Man, they got a pit soon though. I'm not sure what they're doing here.
I believe Killam and Draven are probably going to come in because Killam has 1 lap of fuel left.
Yeah, I would agree. Max will probably go with them.
Absolutely.
Swamp will probably go with them. Oh, Lights is going too. Jag Boy's coming in.
Oh, lots of guys hard right back onto the track. That's what we were talking about. When you touch those brakes or let off the gas, it shoots your car to the right like you got doored by somebody. It's so crazy. I'm going to follow this lead pack again if you want to watch the pit, guys.
Yes, sir.
You already heard leading this pack that still has stayed on. If I had to guess, they're probably going to pit this lap. Maybe a lap later because they were in the draft.
They were in the back. Yeah, they could save fuel, but they started pulling high at the end of the stage. I'm not sure how much they're saving at that point.
If I had to guess, they probably are coming in here.
Yeah, I would assume so. I'm gonna stay with the guys.
They're all coming in now, fanning out, getting that Talladega pit entry down, saying hi to the fans and the campers, maybe grabbing a hot dog as they drive by.
These guys aren't together. Killam and Max came out by themselves in front, and then you had Jag, OG, Lights, Draven together, and then Swamp is not even with them.
Sharp is all by his lonesome, so he's in that mental state right now where you're just kind of running. You're just all right. Let me just stay by the yellow line, not think about nothing. But I'm on
Sharp.
Trying to get back to the pit guys. They're all coming out now. Looks like they're going to be pretty uniform.
Yeah, Sharp and Ronnie pitted earlier in this stage, like we talked about. Ronnie is about to go a lap down here, but I mean he should be the only car on lap down. Oh,
what is happening?
I'm not sure if that was lag, but they were.
I think that was lag. Yeah, they were all over the place. So it looks like Max and Killam are. Is that them on the outside right there?
Yes, it is. Ronnie's ahead of him. He's a lap behind.
All right. Well, Gator trying to break their momentum. Oh, he did. Max gave him a little love tap. I don't know if Killam and Max like that, but we'll see if these guys can get formed up and run them down.
Yeah, it looked like Killam went low. Max didn't. I don't think Max. I don't know what view he uses, but I'm not sure if Max knew Sharp or Gator through the block there. So it looked like he went outside and hit the wall and came back down.
I wonder if Max just wasn't expecting it.
I mean, yeah, that's also true. That's not really a move you expect, especially with the car coming off pit road.
Yeah, It was an interesting
maybe,
choice. I mean, if you're
yeah,
if you're trying to keep the lead, I mean, try it, I guess. But
yeah.
as these guys here in the back are going to have a huge run on Ronnie. Ronnie's
And Gators,
he looks like the leader, but
Ooh.
like you said, he is a lap down. As we got
Yes.
Killam, Max, Gator, Jagboy, and Lights are your top 5.
I am shocked Gator didn't take that massive run he had on the backstretch.
Right?
I'm pretty
I
sure
saw
most
that as
of
well.
everybody behind him. I think most of everybody behind him would have went with him probably.
I would have went with him. That was
Yeah,
literally
that was
set
huge.
up perfectly.
yeah. I don't know.
Well,
Looks
now
like
we got
Killam's,
some
looks like
single file
Killam's
action.
content. Yeah, looks like Killam's content to ride behind Ronnie.
Okay, if you were in that position, you were the leader, and you had somebody just saving you fuel and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean,
Wouldn't
that
you
is
do it?
true. Yeah, that's very true. I might tell him they could get out of the way with like 2 to go on the stage or something, but
It's a little bit different plate racing, I'd say. I
yeah,
mean,
that's true.
as long as if I was in Kilm's position, I wouldn't glue myself to his back bumper in case I needed to stop a run that people were getting behind me, which that would be the only thing. Ronnie's getting out of the way. Respectable move by Ronnie there. Shout out Ronnie. Great guy. Love talking to Ronnie.
Race. He should be the only car lap down, so he'll get the free pass at the end of the stage.
Right.
So no real big deal there. So.
And that's that. Honestly, if you're in that position, that's what you should do. Is just let the leaders fight it out amongst themselves. Kind of remove yourself from that battle, even though it is a drafting track. Just get out of the way and let them fight it out amongst themselves.
So they're coming to 3 to go, I believe.
They are.
Something we haven't mentioned really yet. You kind of need a lap or 2 to get the high lane rolling. So I mean, if you're going to make a move, you got to do it now.
You got to do it now. Yeah, you got to do it now.
Probably on the back stretch of the next lap is where you're going to want to do it.
The best time to do it is like right now. If I were Jagboy or back, I think
Crunch, yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I'd be laying back. Looks like Crunch is laying back right now. Actually.
This is the perfect time. Get that gap. Still keep the draft. Use it through the corner. Once you come off that corner, it's almost kind of like a slingshot effect, and just use that down the backstretch, and that seems to me where you get those huge runs.
Yeah, looks like Joe is not on Crunch's bumper.
No, they were.
What you need.
They were entirely too discombobulated for that sort of run to happen there. We'll see if they can get it together next lap for that. For that possible line. Killam's tires.
You almost need. Oh, Jagboy hit the apron hard there.
Ram the apron. He's going to come back down in front of Lights. What is happening?
I don't think Lights like that too much. Oh, here we go. This is going to create a huge run. Gator's laying back.
This is going to be interesting. And this is, I think,
Gator is laying way back.
I'm going to scroll to Gator here, and we're gonna follow.
But he only has Lights with him.
Well, we'll see. If you can get a big enough run with an equal amount of cars, if he waits until next, nope, he's just gonna tuck up behind Max there.
What's Crunch gonna do? Yeah, they're at the end of the straightaway now.
I gotta scroll to Crunch. This is just awful. I wish I could just pick a car.
Yep.
There he is. OG to the outside. We'll see if Crunch and you already heard and K-Bart and them can get something
laying back again. Man, if I'm Max, I'm looking at my mirror and seeing this. I'm laying off too, so they can't get that massive run.
Killam trying to break the draft here, which
they pulled up to break the draft. That was smart.
They did.
Big brain there.
Big brain. I mean,
big brain.
That's
smart. Either you lay back into them, or you just pull out of their draft,
and that's
so they can't get it.
That's where that sensory overload we were talking about comes into play. Like you're driving with
your mirror.
Go. Oh, we got guys all over
outside.
The place. We got guys all over the place.
Gator's got Lights with him. Here we go.
We'll follow K-Bart here. Oh my, this is gonna be an unreal stage finish.
Oh yes, sir.
K-Bart under Draven.
The finish line is in the trial.
Oh, Crunch into the wall.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Kelvin into Lights. Lights coming back down. Catches Jagboy.
Back in the. Oh, Crunch in the Lights.
Oh, it looks like our top 5 was Killam, Max, I think Kelvin, you already heard, and Gator.
Man, I wish I could have kept that clean. That would have been real good.
That would have been crazy.
We'll just confirm that stage finish for you on
Kill 'em
Stream.
Boost, Kelvin Hurd, and Gator Mike.
Yeah, well, you had it right. Good job.
I mean, I have eyes sometimes.
I know. Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes it's hard to tell here when they're so close.
Stage 3 estimate, 35 laps.
So I think they'll probably have to take 4 tires on the stop. So it kind of limits the strategy there. They might be able to stretch it on 2, depending on how much their lefts are wearing here. Which, from Killam Street, it doesn't look like they're wearing too bad. So they might be able to take 2 rights. We'll have to see.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but they're gonna have like what 14 laps after they pit if they run the whole fuel length. So that's gonna be cutting it close on the lefts if you don't take them.
So from what I remember in this race, in my cup race here in season 1 of the NARL, if you kind of want to cut this in half, but it's all dependent on how you come into the pits and how you get off the pits and who you come in with.
Yeah.
And get off with, and how joined you get during and after the pit stops.
Yeah, it's not really necessarily who you come in with, because I mean you all have the same goal when you come off pit road, right? Get going as fast as you can and as fast as you can. But it's all about how close you are together when you come off, because if you're close together, you're already drafting, you can get up to speed faster. If you're all spread out like we saw in the first stage, Sharp, Lights, and OG just went straight around them because they were together already.
Right.
So that'll be the key on that pit stop. And usually, when you have green flags pit stops, it usually separates the field a little bit. So we'll see what happens on this pit stop. Because it can go from, how many cars we got? 15? It could go from 15 car race for the win to like 7 after the pit stops.
Absolutely.
It actually happens a lot like that. So we'll see what happens here on the pit stops.
As we follow our pole sitter crunch just in the middle of the field here.
Now this is the other strategy. They're all on the bottom, so you know the people at the back are saving fuel, trying to stretch their tires to make it 1 can and rights, so they can gain time on the pit stop.
That's true. I think you can take 2 tires and fuel anyway. But I mean, if you're coming down and a fuel run is 17 laps with 30 laps, they're coming to 29 to go. Because I'm looking at Kilmstream, he has 17 laps of fuel. They're coming to 29 to go. I don't think you'll be able to take just 1 can. So
yeah, I think last night I had to take a can and a half.
Yeah, and that's
and just rights. Which I think was about right. It should be roughly the same.
I was going to say that would be the move, because you don't want to take a can and a half and 4, because at that point you might as well just take 2 cans of fuel. The only reason that it wouldn't come into play is the fact that, like, if there was like a number of green, white checker finishes, but I don't necessarily foresee that happening after what we've seen in the first 2 stages. But you never know; these guys could get a little wild, pushing for that win.
So we probably should explain what's happening. So they're all in the draft, and when you're in the draft, you're going faster, so you don't have to be on the gas pedal as much, which in turn, you're burning less fuel. So I think I was around 8th or 9th in the 3rd stage last night. I think I saved 4 laps of fuel in like 15 laps, roughly.
Yeah,
I mean, so you can save a lot of fuel just riding back there like half throttle almost a whole lap.
Because as the cars... For sure, I was going to say, just to extrapolate on that, as the cars stack up in front of you, the hole in the air gets even bigger and bigger, and and you have to be on the throttle less, so you could almost half throttle your way around a lap here while still maintaining speed, because that car in front of you and the farther back you are, the subsequent cars in front of them are sucking you up into the back of the car even harder. They're just kind of pulling you along in tow, so to speak. So.
So for example, you already heard in 3rd has to use more throttle than, I'm trying to pick a car back, K-Bart back there, probably like 14th in line, something like that.
Absolutely. So like you said, I think the back half of the field, this is the part where I think we'll see the most single file riding around.
For sure, yeah. Also, to add to that, Killam, who is in first right now,
Hmm.
can't save any fuel. He's full throttle to the
Yep.
ground.
He
He
is
can't save
foot to
any
the
fuel.
floor all the way
Yeah.
around.
So I think after a few laps here, I wouldn't be well. Actually, since the gap is larger, he might stay on front. But I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls out of the way, goes to the back to save some fuel. But like I said, they got like 14 laps. 14 laps if they run the fuel window all the way out after that. So he might just stay out in front. Just take the 4 tires and fuel. We'll have to see though.
That's
He's got a
funny you
plan, I know he
mentioned
does,
that
so.
because I believe in season 1 he did that when I was behind him, and then I ended up taking the point, and I was the leader at that time. And I did end up having to pit a lap or two sooner than I would have liked because of that reason. So he knows, he for sure knows that, and he knows when to drop back if he's going to do it. So it'll be interesting to see if he does it within the next handful of laps or so, because I think if you're going to see it, it's going to be within that time period.
Yeah. But like I said, he might just say it's not worth it. He'd rather stay up in front where he's less likely to get in a wreck. He might just take 2 cans of fuel on the pit stop. So I don't know. I don't know what the difference is between 1 can and 2 cans of fuel. That takes probably at least 5 seconds, right?
It depends if if you're taking 2 tires, there's really no difference because the amount of time it takes to put 1 can of fuel in is about the same amount of time it takes to put 2 tires on. But I think if you're Killam, you're not only going to have to take 1 can of fuel, I think you're going to have to take 1.5 cans.
At least 1.5 cans.
Because
since he's leaving, he might have to take 2. I'm not sure. It'll be close. We'll see.
I think a fuel run was 19. From what I think I saw that on his. I'm actually going to rewind on his.
I
stream.
think you're right there. So I think he can get away with 1.5 cans if that's the case. I don't know. We'll see.
Trying to find the
we're
pit
just
stop. There we go.
Well, we are just speculating. So.
Well, that's all we can do because we don't have a ticker. We can't see and we also don't know everybody's thinking. We can assume things based on what we've seen before. Yeah, so they have 19 laps of fuel after a pit stop. So it would have to be.
You'd have to take at least 1.5 cans.
Yeah, so it would be 14 laps. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you took 1 can, it would be about 10 laps of fuel.
To our credit, I would say our assumptions are usually fairly accurate, except for last week. So just ignore that. But
Homestead's an.
I say we're usually,
That's
usually
Homestead is
we're
essentially
pretty good.
Florida man, and we.
Yeah.
So Homestead is essentially Florida man, and you never know what Florida man's going to do.
It's true.
As we still have Captain Killam in the lead. Trying not to pull an avenge and call him Captain Crunch, or Lieutenant Killam, but we got
funny.
We got
Killam.
Yeah, right. We got Killam still in the lead, followed by, I believe that's Kelvin. You already heard in third. Always a pleasure when he's in that position. Sounds great. But these guys are just riding around like we talked about. I think the back half is just biding their time, saving as much fuel as possible. So
I think if you're in the back, if you can save enough to only take 1 can, I think that's a big advantage than all these other guys that might have to take 1.5 cans. I don't know what time difference is. Probably 2 or 3 seconds, I'd say. Just a guess. But 2 or 3 seconds on the track, that's an eternity.
Right.
So,
I think it would be closer to 3 so think about how long 4 tires take. It's about 15 seconds.
15, something
and
like
then
that.
if you divide that by 4, it's about 3 to 4 seconds at least.
Oh, okay. Yep, good thinking there.
Math.
So, yeah.
I do math
3
all day.
seconds. Man, yeah. So, yeah, so, I mean...
These guys in the back are getting a little squirrely. Let's go back there.
Yeah.
OG, Ronnie, Sharp. Got the Pure Boys messing around a little bit back here, seeing what they can do, I guess. Get lights up there. We'll have a pure party.
Oh, man, that sounds good.
Can I come?
Sure, why not?
You and I hang out enough.
I,
I'm coming. I'm being your
yeah,
plus one. Being your plus
yeah,
one.
okay, that works.
Lights Out needs to come up with his buddies here. Come on, man. Oh, Sharp's back down there. I lied.
I'm not sure why they're doing that. I feel content to save fuel if I was in their position. But OG's up there, and he never likes to do what everybody else is doing. I'll tell you that right now. So
you've said that many races in,
I've
which
never
I don't
met
blame him, especially at these tracks, because riding that yellow line is just, in my opinion, is boring. I mean, I understand the strategy that's being played right now, if that's what these guys are doing. So I respect that. The real action for sure is going to pick up after anybody starts pitting.
Yep, that's what's gonna happen.
And I'm very excited to see that happen.
I would just like to say though that the top 4 finishers last night in the Xfinity race were all in the back the whole of stage 3 and stayed out the longest of anybody.
That's something.
That's just something to think about. All 4 of us pitted, I think, 2 laps after the main group pitted. Something to think about. I don't know. It could hold true. It could not hold true. But just speaking from experience,
it's for sure something to think about, because while the Xfinity cars do behave differently in terms of handling and stuff, aerodynamically, I mean, you could probably have them as pretty comparable and similar as we still look back from Captain Killam here. And especially with the draft, I think the spoilers might be different height in real life, but I think the game kind of has a universal draft feel. It's just kind of like one thing they put on all series.
Okay, yeah, I would agree with that. That makes sense. I've raced enough cup cars and lobbies. I would agree with that, yeah.
And I know at some tracks, like in the trucks, since I raced those, some tracks like 1.5 miles, you get a crazy pull, like at Homestead when we raced that. The pull there was just crazy from the draft. So at certain tracks it's different, but
that kind of makes sense.
I think it's super. I think at super speedways it kind of feels pretty similar for the most part. So that's something to look out for, like you said. It's just a little mental note to make. See who's in the back, and see how much longer they stay out from how much gas they save. So.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm running. I don't care, man. It looks like Killam only has 5 laps of fuel left. But like we talked about, the people in the back have more fuel. So I don't care where I am. I'm running this all the way out, all the way to empty.
Oh, for sure.
And just taking the least amount of tires I need, the least amount of fuel I need, because I mean, tire grip isn't that big a factor. So.
Nope, tires and messing with the wedge or anything like that's not a big deal here at this track or Daytona. I will say you do raise the pressures on the tires, but that's only for the purpose of speed. So, I mean, yeah, it's really not that big a deal. So, it's the least amount of time on pit road is the fastest way to win the race. So, that's what you're gonna do. Absolutely, and especially with the draft here, it like we talked about in the first couple stages, it's all about how you come in, how you come off, and who you do it with. If you can stay conjoined together and run smooth lines, you're going to make up so much time on the guys that, even if you're down a car or two, if you can stay together and run that draft effectively, you're going to end up making up time on those other guys, in my opinion. But
that's what we saw on the first stage. The pure teammates only had 3. I think the lead group, when they pitted, had 5 or 6 maybe, but they all came. They came out and none of them were together. So they just drove right around them. So the most important part is getting on the pit road and not speeding, because then you're definitely not going to be in the draft to anybody. But second to that, you got to come out together. You got to get joined up as close as possible. Maybe even drag the brake to wait for people if you come out first. Just the sooner you can get together, the faster you'll be getting up to speed.
Right. And honestly, I think the biggest thing is the group that you come with to pit road.
Yeah.
Get on cleanly. Like, don't kill each other on even on accident. Like, just make sure you get on clean. Don't cut anybody off. Don't hit the wall and get some damage. Don't run into each other as you're coming in. It's a pretty tight little dance that you have to play to get on pit road.
It's harder than it probably looks, because it's real easy. You go low, but somebody in front of you also goes low, so you got to go lower. Oh, we do see some people pitting from the back. Oh, this is kind of early. I expected.
Oh, it's your boys. It's the Pure Party.
It looks like Pure.
They're having a Pure Party on pit road.
Looks like Lights fun out getting on the pit road.
Ooh, that's rough. As Ronnie Mack is spinning these guys out on my screen. This is hilarious. Anyway, back to the leaders.
I don't know if I agree with that. They were in the back. They should have had probably at least 4 or 5 laps of fuel left. I'm not sure if I agree with that.
Didn't you tell them what you learned last night? Come on.
Most of them were watching. I thought I made it very clear what worked last night. So, yeah, but looks like Lights spun out on pit road, so they are not. Lights won't be with them.
It'll be. As we got the TJR boys and Swamp coming to pit road. Swamp Swamp is coming in way hot. Oh, wonder if he got it slowed down.
It was pretty close. We'll see here. I'll stay on the pitting people.
All right. I'll scroll back up to whom I think is in the lead.
I think Hurd's up there. I'm not sure he's in the lead.
Kelvin is in the lead.
Kelvin's in the lead. Gotcha. Yeah.
Steve says they don't listen to you guys. So.
I mean, I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable on strategy and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like I always have a good strategy, just nobody ever listens to me, and then...
I listen to my teammates all the time. I love it. Great guys.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they know something I don't. Maybe... I don't know. Maybe there was something that I didn't foresee happening, so that they had to pit. I don't know. We'll see when they come out.
They were still with the pack. That's the part that I'm personally not understanding, because...
Yeah.
If they were saving that much gas, why would they come in before everybody else?
I know, that's what I don't understand either. Looks like they're going to catch these guys that just came off pit road. So it doesn't look like they're going to lose anything, but they're going to have to pass them. Draven's pulling out of the way here. I'm not sure what he's doing.
I wonder if he had a touch of lag and his teammates told him or something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Steve said that he listened last night.
Hey, yeah, because I told him to stay in front of me and I'll push you to the win. That's what happened last night.
All right, we got this lead pack coming in now. Ooh, Gator might have got in. Oh, Kelvin got into Gator there. That's not good. We got Kelvin backwards. Ooh, that's not good for this lead pack.
He was leading too. That sucks.
And that's where that getting cleanly on and off pair. Where are those other 2 packs?
Killam just came out of 2, and he's the lead car of the people I've already pitted.
Okay.
The Pure guys are up here with them, so they didn't really lose anything. He might have pitted. I think there was 2 laps in between those pit stops, so maybe he pitted on the lap in between.
Did I miss something?
I don't think so.
I thought All right.
I don't know.
We're going to find out. As this lead pack is coming through the tri-oval at the moment. Oh, they're just blazing by these guys that are in the pits. As we join Killam.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Actually, Gator is out in the lead with, I think that's K-Bart.
Or Swamp, I'm not sure. Oh.
That is K-Bart.
One thing we failed to mention was, you got to get on pit road clean. You got to get off pit road together. But you gotta make sure everybody's doing the same thing so you can get off pit road together. That's another important factor we didn't touch on.
They didn't speed. That's too close for them to have sped. But I wonder if these 2 guys took a can and no tires. If that's any faster than a can and 2.
I think it's slightly faster. I'm not positive though. We'll see.
I don't think it would be that much faster, but well, I guess we'll find out. We're coming to 9 laps to go here. Gator Mike is in the lead with K-Bart behind him, but there's a train of cars coming at the moment.
Yes, sir.
Huge train of cars coming. Gator and K-Bart trying to break the draft, kill him up the track, trying to catch that draft and use it. That is OG behind him. NR Lewis to the bottom.
Man, OG's going where everybody else isn't. Typical OG, not gonna lie.
That'll win you some races though here and there. You never know.
For sure. Yeah, he won. I'd say 3 or 4 races in the Xfinity Series last year, so he knows what he's doing. Oh, they got 4
Absolutely.
on top and 3 on the bottom. This should work for the top side.
It looks like Jag is lagging back a little bit, but I hope these guys keep it side by side. I want an exciting finish here. Let's see it. Jag finally got back up to Swamp there. I wonder.
They're gonna have a huge run down the backstretch here.
I think they will. I wonder if Gator will move up and break
he
that,
definitely should. He didn't. Oh, it looks like they're going out the
They're
side
gonna
draft.
side draft him.
I tell you
Lewis
what,
for sure side drafting him.
I don't know. I haven't seen side draft work that well, but last night in our practice race, Post pulled off the craziest side draft I've ever seen. So it does work. I haven't seen it work too much, but it does work. So
it's a fine line.
Strategy.
As Killam, OG, Swamp, and Jagboy are, they seem to be making time on these guys on the bottom, but they really have to keep it in line here if they want to get that lead. Yeah. I think that extra car that they have will have them keep pace, but they have to keep the cars in line in the corner. They really have to keep it tight in the corner.
Yeah, the bottom looks much more. What's the word? I don't know. I'm running out of words now too.
Well, it's an easier line. The bottom's an easier line to drive because you got that big bright yellow line. Ooh, K-Bar hit the apron a little bit. You got that big bright yellow line showing you the path to follow. Just don't touch it.
Yep.
And the high lane is all dependent on who's in front of you and where they want to put their car, and that's exactly where you have to follow nose to tail.
Yep.
So at this point, it's shaping up to be a pretty good finish. As we're coming to, they just took 7 to go, so they're coming to 6 to go here. We'll, the top lanes, Swamp down to the bottom. Interesting.
Yeah, I think Gator kind of got in the back of him, kind of got him loose. They kind of had to go to the bottom.
Gator or Jagboy?
I'm sorry, Jagboy.
There you go. As it looks like Killam's trying to find his way down as well. All right, now they're going to go single file. We'll see if the back half of this lead group is going to end up trying to make a run, as we got Gator Mike leading, K-Bart, NR Lewis, Captain Killam, OG. I think it's Infa. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, OG Infa.
There we go. Swamp Fox and Jagboy.
We just call him OG.
Yeah, exactly.
Now they're lagging back to get a run.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be curious if Lewis or K-Bart jumps up with them to block or to go with them around. It's gonna be big here.
If I'm Lewis at this point, honestly, if I see that, Jagboy he broke a little late, but I was gonna say if I was in Lewis's position, I might have hopped up there just to see what it does. Maybe snag that lead.
Yeah, but that is difficult when you see somebody else laying back. It's really hard to time it right. Especially if you're on somebody's bumper, to jump up in front of them. Because if you do it too soon or too late, they're just gonna be going so much faster than you. They're just gonna go around you.
They just need to put some blinkers on these cars, and then you can just know what everybody's doing.
Yeah. So if you're in Lewis's position, when you see them laying back, what you want to do is lay back as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, and you have to time it right when they go and you go. So when you pull out to the outside with them, you're going sort of a similar speed, and they can't leave you out to dry.
And just kind of deke you out and just completely miss your back bumper, essentially.
Yeah.
It looks like
also.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say also, this game doesn't really transfer momentum well. No. So when you hit the back of somebody, you really don't get that push forward like you would expect.
Right.
So that's also why it's important to be going sort of a similar speed to the people coming up behind you.
Right. Because that just
it'd be so much better if it transferred the momentum through the car, if you know what I mean.
Because you're a rolling vehicle, you should get that extra push to go even faster.
It doesn't work that way, though, unfortunately.
Right. As we have the bottom 3 and the top 4, as I'm going to call them at the moment, I think they're coming to 4 to go, I believe. We'll see if Gator, K-Bart, and Lewis can hold off these top lane 4. They're getting a little disjointed here. K-Bart's not K-Bart. Jagboy's kind of lagging back on that top lane. I wonder if
he might be lagging a little bit.
I was going to say that might be internet issues that's causing that, just to be safe so he doesn't kill Swamp Fox or any of the 2 in front of him.
Now, my question is, it doesn't look like they're getting anywhere. So my question is, with like 1 or 2 to go, is Lewis or K-Bart gonna jump high uh, and try to get them past Gator? I don't know how loyal they are to Gator.
Guess we'll find
I
out.
would seem, yeah, we're gonna find out for sure. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think they're Are they teammates? I don't think they're teammates.
Who?
K-Bart and Gator and
Nope,
Lewis.
they are K-Bart and Gator are independents, and Lewis is all by his lonesome because I don't know where You Already Heard is at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So
Killam is about to get a huge run as they come to 2 to go here. They're going to come to the white flag. We'll see if these top 3 can hold off these 4 that have been trying the high lane here at Talladega. Lewis.
Ooh. Looked like Lewis threw a block on
OG to the outside.
Man, I was about to say they were catching Draven. I was wondering if Draven would get behind them. That's a teammate to Killam and Jagboy there.
Absolutely. I think he was just, since he's not in the draft, he just wasn't going the same speed as...
Yeah.
They're going to come through the tri-oval for the second to last time, taking the white flag here. Because as we know, Talladega has the finish line after the tri-oval, just to make it a little more interesting.
It makes it so much more interesting, man.
Let's see here. We're just going to look back from the leader, Gator Mike here, followed by K-Bart, Lewis, Captain Killam. I believe that's Jagboy and then Swamp and OG. So we got the teammates. We got the teammates coming out. Jagboy stayed on the bottom. No, Swamp is up there to push.
It looks like he got too loose, or was already beside Killam because Killam made that move kind of early.
I think. Oh man, he did make it early. Lewis threw a little bit of a block there, but I mean, you got to disrupt the momentum, so I can't blame him too much. But it might.
Who's gonna jump out here?
Nobody, I don't think.
Oh, come on, guys! There we go. Jagboy's going for it.
Jagboy and OG are going for it. K-Bart's coming out. Oh, Gator Mike.
Gator Mike.
Your winner at Talladega, followed by K-Bart, Lewis, Jagboy. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. OG got Jagboy at the line by 5/1000ths of a second. Ooh. Jagboy in 5th, Swamp Fox 6th, Killam in 7th, Sharp in 8th, Max Boost in 9th, and Ronnie Mack in 10th.
Dang. I mean, I don't really have any room to talk. I didn't pull out for a move on last time either, so I don't say anything.
Since you are the party host, I will ask you to invite our race winner and one of our co-owners, Gator Mike, to the booth. See what he has to say about that win.
I haven't seen him win many races. How many?
This is his second North American E-Racing League win.
Let's go, Gator.
Believe his other one was at Auto Club in Season 2.
Oh, nice. Love me some Auto Club.
That was an interesting. I mean, it got a little more interesting than the Xfinity race did last night. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, as we're joined with our race winner, Gator Mike, 89 already, while they're still in the race. Gator, congratulations on your Talladega win. My goodness.
Hell yeah, boys. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Second North American E-Racing League win here. As one of the co-owners as well. Congratulations, number 1. Number 2, as we leave the lobby and find your car. Was there any chance you were going to go to the high lane if they had a run and that last stage there?
They had quite the run a couple times, and Killam got up to about half a car length lead over me, but he was never able to get just enough to clear me, which I think he would have if he had gotten enough and dropped down in front of me. But 4 cars on the high lane just is not going to beat 3 on the low lane. Maybe if they had like 5, that would have been more beneficial. But I was stuck to the bottom there. I tried the high lane almost all race, and that final stage I just was glued to the bottom like the Xfinity boys.
I know. Alan loved seeing you try the high lane, even if you had to drop back. There was a lot more slicing and dicing on the high lane in the Cup race tonight than there was the Xfinity race last night. So, I know you tried it a lot, and was that just to get a feel for who would go with you later in the race? Because I know, like, obviously you want the stage points, but it's not super detrimental if you don't get them just to feel that out to get a win or to somebody to push you at the end. Was that kind of what you were trying to do here and there during the first two stages?
Yes and no. I went down to Xfinity last night in the hopes of having some fun, and
I tried, Gator. I tried. I promise.
found minimal fun. It was a single lane race almost the entire thing. So, stage 1 and 2, I mean, yes, I want stage points, but at the same time, I was testing things out and trying different things, and actually trying to have a little bit of fun. And I was able to do that in stage 1 and 2. We got that high lane working a few times. And I did get a top 5 in stage 2, so I didn't come away empty-handed for my efforts. But yeah, that was more just an experimental thing, and it was a lot of fun tonight.
Well, it clearly paid off as it got you a win. But with that, I'll hand it over to Alan and see if you got any questions for our race winner, Alan.
Yeah. First off, congratulations on the win. I saw you on stage 2 pulling out on the backstretch, trying to get a run. Nobody was going with you. I was praying somebody was going to go with you because that was me last night.
That was me last night too.
Yeah, it was just us, and nobody else went with us. Anyways, I would like to know your strategy for the last stage there. What'd you have planned for the pit stop?
It was kind of fuel dependent on what I was going to do, but I was able to save a lot of fuel. I had more fuel than everybody in my party and more fuel than everybody in TGR's party, I think, because they pitted like 2 laps before me. And that whole final stage I was saving the whole time. And that allowed me to get in a group of cars after everybody else pitted and try to put down some hot laps.
Yeah.
And it also allowed me to take I don't know how much fuel they took, but I only took a can and a half to get to the end and right sides. So those hot laps were what allowed me to get out in front and was just able to hold it. So.
Yep. Well, Keenitz, I'd like to point out that the top 2 finishers tonight were the last people to pit, just like the Xfinity race last night. The top 4.
You weren't joking about
finishers
that.
Last night. Yeah, the top 4 finishers last night were also the last people to pit as well. So, hey, for the future, stay out as long as you can.
Well, Alan, you got any more questions for our race winner?
No, that's it.
I was going to say, I don't either. So with that, Gator, the floor, as you always say, the floor is yours. Who would you like to shout out?
Boy. Well, you know me, being the co-owner of the North American E-Racing League, I always like to shout out the NARL as a group, as a whole. I love this league, and I love being able to run it and lead it. And I'm actually glad that the league stream was able to catch my win this time, because my first win back at Auto Club last season was on Twitch, and that has been lost forever.
Oh, really?
So,
oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I'm glad that this is on YouTube and streamed on the channel, so I can say I have a win on the YouTube stream now. But one final shout out I got is K-Bart. I want to thank K-Bart for sure. With about 4 to 5 to go, he told me, he was like, "I'm with you all the way." And that was just all the reassurance that I needed to hold a straight line and hold those guys off on the top. So, K-Bart, thank you. Everybody in the party tonight that I worked with, thank you. Got it done. Party 1, 2, 3. So, it worked out well.
Well, Gator, with that, congratulations again. Worked everything out well. And with that, we'll ask you to get out of here so we can get your other co-owner, K-Bart, in here.
Get on out of here, boys. To all my gnarly ones, I hope you enjoyed that race.
There we go. All right, Alan, let's get K-Bart in here.
Way ahead of you. Man, I'm not sure if I've ever seen Gator that pumped. You love to see it.
He loves getting wins here.
Oh, man. I mean, who doesn't, man? Love it.
Well, we have one of our other co-owners, K-Bart, in here, and also our second place finisher of the night. K-Bart, how are you feeling after that run? And also, congratulations.
Yeah, I'm feeling all right. I just felt bad that us pitting there. Kind of messed up Kevin a little bit. On my screen, I didn't hit him. On his screen, you can definitely see I hit him, but it was one of those summon over things. Like, I didn't hit him, I hit him, or he saw I hit him, and I didn't hit him on my screen. So, unfortunately, that just kind of, shook some things up. But coming out of pit road, I'm excited that Gator and I came out with that, and then NR Lewis stayed with us, and that was the only way. I thought we were screwed, actually. I didn't think we'd be 1-2, so I thought they were going to fly right by us on the high side, and I don't know what happened. They just kind of go a little jumbled up, and once that happened, they just couldn't pass us. So.
Well, it got you a second place finish. I was going to ask about getting onto pit road there at the end, but you kind of explained that. Was there any chance of you possibly jumping up to that high lane to take the point on that and then possibly win the race at any point, or make a move to win the race? Obviously, it's not a foregone conclusion, but it could have been something to advance your position. So.
Yeah, no, I thought about it. I did tell Gator with 5 to go. I told him I'd be on his bumper the whole time, so I stuck with it. So, you know, got me some brownie points a little bit there, I guess. But
also got you some points.
I mean, I don't need it for Gator, but I mean, it makes me, you know, whatever. But other than that, you know, I think Lewis would have probably tried to get that second spot. So I don't think I would have had any help on the high side. I would just fell back. So I was pretty content where I was gonna finish. I would have loved first, but the second's pretty good. It's my highest finish of the season. So.
You can't go wrong with the second place points night, that's for sure. With that, I'll hand it over to Alan. What kind of questions you got for a second place finish for K-Bart?
So the questions I planned have already been asked. But I do have a question. So like I've said already, I told Gator, the top 4 finishers last night were the last people to pit, and you and Gator were also the last people to pit tonight. So I was wondering if you watched the Xfinity race. Did you? Oh, you commentated, so you did watch it.
Yeah, I was the play-by-play guy, so yeah, I have watched it. So. Yeah.
So what did you? Were you thinking about that going into the race? Like, man, I should be the last people to pit because it worked out so well last night. Or what was your process in deciding when you were going to pit?
Yeah. We wanted to be the last ones to pit. We actually all talked about it in our party. You know, we need to be the last ones to pit. We were the last ones to pit in stage 2. It didn't work. They did fly by us, but it just happened to work out in stage 3. Most of the times it usually does work, but we got lucky there. It actually helped us. So, you know, restricted plate racing, that's a lot of luck, especially with green flag racing. You know, you got to have hopefully make sure everybody doesn't speed and everything like that. So, yeah,
All right. Well, that's all I got. Congratulations on your second place there. Like you said, your best finish this year. Hopefully, get your season going now.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I need a dub, guys. I need it. So I'm hungry.
We're apparently the good luck charm for Lewis. I mean, unless you change your last name, you might not have a chance. But
I mean, yeah, he finished third tonight, so he had another good run. That's pretty crazy, honestly. Yeah.
But with that, K-Bart, congratulations. I don't have any more questions with you. Alan said he didn't either, so. With that, the floor is yours. Who do you want to shout out?
Just the guys in our party, I guess. That's basically it, you know. Gator, Lewis. Lewis barely talked in our party, so I was hoping he was hearing me the whole time. And I yelled at him to stay with us, and he did. So I guess he could hear us. So I think he had some family over, so I think he was muting his mic for that. But that's about it. So I just want to shout out to Kevin, you know, my assistant. He does a really good job. You know, helping throughout the day, and because as my new employee role, I can't really be on my phone the whole time, so it's really hard to get the roster going. So
right on.
Other than that, I had an emergency right before the race, so I didn't know actually I was going to make it back, so I had to run to the store. So I didn't know if I was going to make it back or not. Ran back just in time for the race, so that's about it. But he was on call to make the lobby, so
well,
a good person to have to, you know, be ready, get going for the lobby.
We're happy to have both of you in the league, that's for sure, and we're happy you made it back for the race because you did finish second. And with that, we're going to ask you to get out of here. Go enjoy your night, K-Bart. Congratulations again.
I'm going to go do points now.
Yay. Fun times.
Yay.
Well, Alan, what's your biggest takeaway from the night before we let these fine people that are watching go?
These people actually know how to make it fun. Still upset. I'm still salty about it, man.
Even though you finished second, still mad. Love to see it.
I mean, I'm very happy. Let me make that clear. I'm very happy with finishing second. but I ran the bottom almost the whole race, not wanting to. Trying to make it fun. I mean, these guys made it somewhat interesting. I know the third stage they're all single file, but they're saving fuel. That's understandable. But first stage, you don't. I mean, you don't need to save. You got to pit anyways. Just go for it, and they did that, which I'm happy with. Makes the race a lot more interesting for us to commentate. Because if we had to do that the whole race, we would have ran out of stuff to say. Because we were running out at the end of stage 3 there.
That we were. We were just kind of watching what was happening, but
yeah.
Let's see here. I mean, these races are occasionally not the most exciting to watch, but these guys did a great job of trying some stuff and seeing what would work, and all that. So I'm very happy that we got to watch this race and not
for sure
Road America where they were.
I commentate that race.
That you did. So let's see.
You can watch me and Kev ramble through that race, just trying to make up something to talk about.
But anyway,
we did all right. But
we had a pretty good finish at the end there. The guys were dicing it up as much as they could. Really enjoyed that.
Oh, for sure.
Congratulations to 2 of our co-owners of the 3 for finishing top 2. But with that, we'll let everybody enjoy their night. On Sunday, you know where to find us. 8:45 Eastern. We got Worldwide Technology Raceway, formerly Gateway for the Xfinity guys. Very flat track, very kind of misshapen track. We'll see how they navigate that.
Darlington-esque without the banking, a little shorter.
Exactly. It'll get pretty wild there. So
that's a race you want to tune in for. That might be a little dicey. We'll see.
we'll see some good racing there. I'm sure. It's
for sure.
I thoroughly enjoy that track. So
yeah, it's really fun when you get it right, but it's really not fun when you get it wrong.
You gotta dial in that setup and hit the corners just right. But with that, we'll let everybody go. For LD Allen and myself, thank you for watching. It was a fun race to call.